Shell the old school way with the Rock of Ages Radio Hour.
Back here on Sports Just Cuz, we are back here, Armand, Madeo, and Anthony Carlo, chatting about the NFL. We just went through a lengthy segment about a couple of upsets in our eyes, especially the Seahawks lost to the Rams, and we also got into in depth why the Jets and Giants are in the states that they are in. But we're going to pick it up right now with talking a little bit about the Monday night game, and the Steelers will be going up against the Texans tonight.
Yeah.
Armand, what are your feelings on this evening?
Listen, in a game like this, the Texans are on a road. The Steelers are in do and die time. Mike Tomlin, he's on the hot seat. Steelers have better expectations. I mean, even Dick LeBeau is on the hot seat, the defensive coordinator. So this is going to be the battle of the running backs because both of these teams are run teams first.
Yeah.
You got Le'Veon Bell, who is going into the week, the number 2 rusher, 542 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arian Foster, who came out of nowhere the last 2 weeks. He's third, who's rushed over 140 yards both games the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So he's the hot man. Le'Veon Bell has sort of slowed down. He started the season the first 4 weeks like a man shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
But he started to decline because the Steelers as a team have declined.
Well, yeah, the Steelers have, and I think that one of the main aspects of this also is the fact that, yeah, it's going to be a battle of the running backs, but I think because of that, it's going to be also a battle of who can have those key plays and to actually, surprise the defense, because they're going to be expecting such a run-pounding game that if Big Ben can, throw in a play action now and then and hit Antonio Brown or something like that, the Steelers might be able to get going.
The only problem with what you just said there would be is if Big Ben could even make the play action pass, because Big Ben going to this game is the second most sacked quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
He's been sacked 17 times. Marcus Gilbert, right tackle, has a tough assignment tonight. He's going against the all-around best player in the football, in the football league, the most talented player, J.J. Watt. And on the other side of the line, Jadeveon Clowney is questionable. To play tonight. So if he's coming in on the left side, this offensive line, who struggles as it is to guard the pass,
with an immobile quarterback,
they're going to be under duress.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a tough assignment because the Texans play defense football, defense run football. They play old school football.
Yeah.
They don't play this whole offensive, I'm going to kill you with, the vertical pass, the slant pass. They don't do that because they have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is now one of the better quarterbacks in the league. So, and I mean, the Steelers, they have their own problems. Last week against the Browns, the offense could not get going. They had 10 points. There was a lot of, he was sacked a couple times, Big Ben. And Marcus Whedon, the second receiver on the team, he was messing up a couple of routes. Him and Big Ben were not on the same page. Antonio Brown, who is, I think, the number 3rd best receiver in the league right now statistically, did not really have a great game. Joe Hayden was in his face, who is one of the better corners in the league. So, a lot of players in Pittsburgh on the hot seat. And on the defensive side of the ball for Pittsburgh is Mike Mitchell, the safety who came over from Carolina, the strong safety.
Right.
Fully participated in practice. He's the other captain of this defense along with Troy Polamalu, who is going to play.
Right.
And Brett Kiesel, the guy who is the captain on the defensive end of the football field. He's the right end. He's a big part of this team. He fully participated in practice. He was questionable, but the good news is him and Mike Mitchell will be playing. Cortez Allen, who is their number 1 corner, due to Ike Taylor being injured, is going to sit out because they feel that he has not lived up to the hype that he was drafted to 3 years ago. And they're going to have Bryce McCain, who was the ex-Texan, come in and replace him. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much.
No, you're not talking too much. Hey, listen, this is a sports talk show. You talk.
Look at me. All right, you go.
Did I really do that? Wow. I looked at you? I'm looking at Sean.
No,
Shout out to Sean over here. My cousin, our cousin. We are all cousins in here. This is odd. This is weird, isn't it? That this show is named Sports Just Cuz, and all 3 cousins are sitting in the room. Sean, shout out to you. Now Armand's not saying anything.
Because I was like Bryce McCain, who their nickel corner, who's going to come over and move over to the number 1 receiver alongside William Gay, who'll be the other corner.
Right.
But Cortez Allen, this guy was their hype. He was their second corner. Ike Taylor's been injured. Ike Taylor's been in the Steelers organization for over 10 years.
Right.
He's their number 1 guy, but he's out with a forearm injury. He's going to be out another 3 weeks, I believe. But defensively, they had their struggles. They've been struggling the whole year. And Dick LeBeau, who is one of the best coaches in the history of the game. Dick LeBeau's been the coaching for, 40 years he's been around.
Yeah.
And his job's on the hot seat, too, along with Mike Tomlin. But I like both of these guys.
I like Mike Tomlin, too. Yeah.
The talent is questionable. I mean, they got to do a better job, the organization, of getting better players to come to Pittsburgh and draft. And even Jerome Harrison had to come out of retirement to help this team.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, the best offensively, if you think about the best Pittsburgh offensive team, it was Big Ben, it was Deuce Bailey and Jerome Bettis in the backfield, it was Hines Ward, it was on the defense.
You're talking the mid-late 2000s.
Yeah, on the defensive end of the ball. Well,
2007.
When I say best offensive team, I'm not talking historically. I'm talking
best Pittsburgh offensive team that we've seen in the last couple of years.
Contemporary.
Absolutely.
Best Pittsburgh offensive team.
When they had good Santonio Holmes, when he was actually good.
Even on the defensive end of the ball, they had Joey Porter. Joey Porter was a stud.
The man.
But since then, you look at them nowadays, they have that offensive potential. They have that potential there. Le'Veon Bell, I mean, as you said, he's second in the league in rushing at this point. They have, Antonio Brown. They have the tools to do this, and they're going to be doing it against a Texans defense that can stop the run game. Because with J.J. Watt up front and with Jadeveon Clowney on the other side of that, they are going to, when you put offense against defense, a good offense versus good defense, especially with the run game versus run defense, a lot of times the run defense will win out. So what's going to happen here is the fact that they're going to have to utilize, to me, Big Ben's going to have to throw. I think that, honestly, it will be a running back game here, but I think that the key plays will come off of Big Ben's hands.
You're absolutely correct, but the problem with the Steeler offensive formation in which they play is they're a very vertical offensive team.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown's sort of like a Victor Cruz, but a whole lot better.
Right.
He's a guy who's going to kill you with big, long slant routes. When I'm talking about big, long slant routes, he's not slanting off a 5-yard cut and then up the field. He's going 20 yards, then slanting across.
Right.
These are vertical players. Even Marcus Whedon, a little bigger than him, but he's the same type of guy. Heath Miller's the only guy who will do like a short curl and try and get a short yardage.
Right.
But the problem with this, in order to throw the ball vertically, you need offensive protection. And like as I said before, he's the second most sacked quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
And J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney plays, and Brian Cushing is a middle linebacker who's a Pro Bowler. Their front seven's elite.
J.J. Watt doesn't even wait to get to the sacking position. He basically, what he does is he lays down over the line of scrimmage and grabs the quarterback with his 7-foot wingspan.
Although last week, 2 weeks ago when Dallas beat Texas, the Houston Texans, did you see J.J. Watt miss a sack on Tony Romo?
No, I didn't see that.
Tony Romo actually spun out J.J. Watt's hands.
Wow.
That's a pretty hard
often.
job.
Yeah.
You try escaping J.J. Watt.
That doesn't happen often.
Tony Romo was like Vince Carter, 360, and threw it down the field like 50 yards to Terrence Williams for the touchdown.
I think that this game is going to be a close game. I don't think either team is going to, blow each other out.
You know why? Because
it's evenly matched, I believe.
It is, and I believe Houston's going to win this game because the last time these teams played was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Arian Foster was playing. Arian Foster ran 155 yards against the Steelers, and 3 years ago the Steelers were not a bad team.
Yeah.
They actually had a better defense. This year they're nagging. They're in trouble on defense. So, and last week they gave up 160 yards to the Cleveland Browns. What do you think Arian Foster's going to run for?
Yeah, he's going to do some damage. He will. I believe I'm going to have to stick with what I put in the pool. I think I put the Steelers, didn't I?
I don't. And you should remember what you put in. I put Texans.
Well, I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Do you make your brother's picks too?
No, I asked him. He tells
me. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So how do you not remember who you picked?
Because I do, for both of us, I write so many team names down.
Here, put Mike 3 on real quick.
Mike 3, we have coming onto the show at this moment.
We have a special guest star coming in from the stands.
Cousin Sean, say hello. Sean, say hello. Cousin Sean, come around the desk.
Come on, Sean. Move the mic.
If the mic is movable, unlike Ben
Sean.
Roethlisberger, then yeah, use it.
Give us your thoughts about the game.
Sean, speak into the mic about the game.
About this game?
There you are, Cousin Sean.
You're live, Sean. Let's see it.
Sean?
I'm live, yes.
Sean, can you hear me, Sean?
I can hear you, Cousin Ent. I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Cousin Sean came from a workout before.
Oh, yeah, so, I got that pump going,
He's making me jealous because I've only been able to get to the gym maybe twice a week. Maybe.
Maybe twice a week.
Maybe
You're a
twice
busy
a week.
man.
And you know when I had
I
to
think Sean has too much time on his hands.
You know when I had to get there
Making
last
them
week, Sean?
gains. Yeah.
On Friday, I had to go at 7 in the morning in order to go.
Ooh.
And on Tuesday or whenever else I went, I had to go at like 8 at night.
Damn.
So it's not fun to work out at 7 in the morning or 8 at night.
That is.
It's okay
dedication.
to say it's okay to say damn on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
I was
okay.
sitting here like, oh
Okay.
man.
It's okay to say damn on
Cousin
the
Sean,
radio.
you're sitting here. You're a Christian.
No,
I am a
Sean
Christian.
is actually
Shout out to Jesus.
Sean. You know, I've been waiting to say this actually. You know, this is weird how I thought about this, but
Just say you're a very nice, respectful man.
somebody came on the radio that is allowing me right now to speak my mind. Cousin Sean and I both appreciate religion very much. Cousin Sean and I both, believe in God, and I'm not saying Armand's an atheist.
No,
Not by any means.
Listen, I
Armand-
believe in God.
I know,
I went to
Armand-
Catholic schools my whole life.
You're not getting. That's my fault. Not to single Armand out
Trying
here.
to call me an atheist.
Armand is
I
very.
believe in Moses and the Israelites.
Well,
Armand is
God-fearing
religious as
man,
well,
you know?
but what I want to correlate with Sean about, I don't know if Sean has any feelings on this. A few weeks back, there was this plan by these group of Satanists to desecrate the Eucharist in Oklahoma or somewhere like that. I can't be 100% on the facts, but it didn't get enough media attention here. I don't think anybody really mentioned anything about it. So as a strong Christian, I strongly advocate against desecrating the Eucharist. But, Sean, you're looking at me like you're staring right through me.
Oh no, Sean's a
like
different type of Christian.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
No, Sean just, it looked like his face got so
you don't
serious.
believe in the Eucharist, though, do you?
Well, I'm seventh day.
Yeah,
so.
he's a
All right,
different
but
type
the-
of Christian.
Look, that's not
They don't
necessarily my.
receive like we do.
But I know, but he understands though.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not my
I absolutely
point.
agree with you. They
So,
should not do
Right.
that.
So I want to be happy to announce that whole thing they had, that whole event, wasn't useful. It wasn't useful. They weren't able to do what they wanted to do with the Eucharist because I don't
Mission
believe
not
they were
accomplished.
given the Eucharist. They might have been able to use a piece of unleavened bread. So I just want to, make a very happy response to that they were
Oh.
not able to carry that out.
Well, you know why they
because-
weren't able to carry it out? Because Troy Polamalu read the play and was able to get in the backfield and sack the quarterback of this sane group.
The Satan group,
whatever you
I
call
mean, the
it.
Satanist group.
Saneness. Whatever you said over there. That's what happens when you have a player, you have a play
Troy
implicator
Polamalu.
like Troy
I forgot
Polamalu.
all about Troy Polamalu. The guy he was one of my
Him
favorite
and Mike
players.
Mitchell clotheslined,
In
the
fact-
leader of this protagonist unit.
You think Troy
Or
Polamalu
antagonist.
might be? You think he might be Jesus on the low?
Whoa, no.
I mean,
Troy Polamalu is
Well,
not Jesus
No,
Christ.
actually, him and Jesus have a very
Similarity?
yeah, they have a very mutual understanding in reading the snap count.
I thought you were going to say with the hair. The long
yeah,
hair.
that's what I
No,
was
the snap
figuring.
count. Troy Polamalu, I think Jesus tells him, "Oh, this is snap count. Jump the
All right,
jump the
I don't think
pylon."
Jesus is counting the snap, the
I'm
snap
telling you,
count.
bro.
But anyway, Sean coming on the station today on our show reminded me of that.
All right, Sean, it's time
So-
for you to scram.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Leave him alone. Don't
That's
listen to this
crazy.
better half of my cousin over
Right?
here.
Some type of cousin you are.
Because we're about to go in and all right. Final prediction. We want to hear what you were gonna say.
Go ahead.
Enlighten us with
Before we
your
got off that
football
topic.
philosophy.
We got well off that
With
topic.
my football philosophy.
Be very adamant about it.
Well, okay. Here is my input. See,
Go
in
for
the
it.
pool, I went with none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay? And I stick to this 100%. I feel like my guy Big Ben, even though, like you said, second most sacked QB, he's gonna have a good night. Good night. And J.J. Watt, I don't know what to say about my guy J.J. Watt.
Sean, you look
But-
petrified right now, Sean.
Well, look, man, you guys kind of put me on the spot.
I know, we
I'm
did.
stepping up to the plate.
Sean, I commend you.
Thank
you are
you.
the champ.
Thank you.
Oh, but
I
Sean, we
didn't
were
put
talking
you-
about Carmelo Anthony, and now Carmelo Anthony.
What
Well,
about Carmelo?
Sean, when it comes
No,
to
this is
basketball,
football.
players,
This
man.
is football.
Armand,
This
you
is
did
This is
put him on
America's
the spot.
present time.
Hey, past time is baseball.
That is
This is
why I
our
said
past
present time.
Hey, I'm a Seahawk fan first.
You are a Seahawk fan, so what do you think about the whole Percy Harvin trade?
Legion of Boom,
What do I
Legion of
think
Whom,
about the whole Percy Harvin trade?
Percy
See how
Snarvin.
this guy's just putting me under pressure?
I'm not.
I know.
It's actually, if you're a Seahawk fan, I'm asking you what
I'll
do you think
answer
about the
for
Percy
Sean.
Harvin trade.
Sean doesn't like the Percy Harvin trade because he liked having a good player on his team.
Well, Sean, you can project this. Use your
He
voice.
just answered. He
Anthony
said
took the words right out of my mouth.
All right,
you
I thought you were supposed to be the realist.
I am the realist.
Yeah, shout out to Sean. Does
Shout out to
rapping.
Sean, the best rapper at Iona College.
SoundCloud.com/Prophet Music with a K.
Okay, so go to SoundCloud right now. Whoever's listening.
He's a lot more animate in
Whoever's-
his raps.
Whoever's
than he is
listening,
on the mic.
I want you to do this. I want you to do this or never listen to my show again.
Whoa.
Thank you.
I want you to do this or never listen to Armand and I's show again. I want you to go to SoundCloud.com. That is SoundCloud.com. And I want you to type in, what was it again?
No, honestly though,
I want you to type, wait
hold on,
a
finish
second.
My promotion.
Nobody's going to listen to the show anymore if they don't get to do this.
Prophet Music. PROPHET Music with a K at the end.
Okay, so that's
All right.
Prophet Music.
No C.
No
to credit
C.
Sean about his rapping, I think Sean's a very good rapper. One, why he's a good rapper. Sean has a really good flow to his raps, and he also stands out from all these other rappers out there who curse and use profanity. And
Yeah,
Sean,
I agree.
Sean is actually very talented because Sean does not do this.
I agree.
Sean is
keep it
able
clean.
to address
Convey his words and his emotions
convey his
and
words
feelings without cursing.
and that's very talented. And
Unique.
I condoled you on that.
Thank you. Thank you,
He
cousin.
consoles you on that.
What did I say?
Condoled. Sean, I agree with
That's
actually.
what I meant to say.
Actually-
it didn't roll off my tongue.
I don't know. Actually, what Armand makes probably the best point out of all of us here is the fact that your rapping is unique. I told you who you reminded me of day one. Even though Lupe Fiasco curses sometimes, I don't think he curses a lot. And a lot of rappers curse a lot, so I commend you.
Listen.
And I bet you don't rap about sex, drugs, and everything else, do you?
Oh no.
You rap
No.
about being the best.
No,
Yeah.
he raps about nature and love and about basketball and church
Nature
and
and
all
Well,
the good things about life.
I rap about stuff that I feel like needs to be heard. Because, I feel like a lot of the mainstream stuff that, the message that's being sent across to the masses is something that is doing more harm than good, And I just want to...
Do you feel that present day society is being misconstrued by these rappers, like the mainstream guys? Like the way they influence society is not particularly well. How can you change that?
How can I change that? I can change that just by portraying what I stand for. And I know for a fact, that the right music is going to consist of the real message. Food for thought. That's what I call it.
Food for thought.
Listen,
What
now-
kind of food we talk about? Gnocchi?
We're talking about
about
Gavadelli?
we're talking
Little
about the
rigatone?
We're talking
Little
famous-
fusilli?
famous Mrs. Madio's mac
the
and
big
cheese.
mac and cheese.
Oh, shout out
That-
to Miss Madeo, Miss
Yeah,
Debbie Madeo.
Shout out to the Armand Madeo
All
family
right, all right. Settle down, boys.
and the
That
Kelly
mac and
Laporte,
cheese
his
is on
sister.
point.
Shout out to you.
Finger
Kelly
licking
didn't do
good.
anything.
I said shout out. That's
All
a
right,
good thing.
Well, shout
him
out to Rigatoni.
Shout out to Armand Madeo.
Shout out to
Senior as well.
Rigatoni.
Shout out to Chris Carlo.
And
Chris Carlo.
my
Chris
guy,
Carlo.
Chris Carlo.
Chris Carlo. There's no one funnier to watch a game with than Chris Carlo, because Chris Carlo,
Stares at the
you know,
window.
Ryan Tannehill would just make a 30-yard play for a touchdown. I'm screaming on the top of my lungs. Chris Carlo would be like, what? Wait, what just happened? Like, Chris, you're looking down La La Land out
No,
there.
that was the best. Is when
Oh,
we
yeah,
were,
man.
we were over for we were chilling watching Red Zone with Armand, and Sean's reading a book, and Chris is staring out the window.
And me and Anthony, we're having a side conversation about what's going on, and you got Chris and Sean over here looking.
We did have a good football game.
We
that
did,
day.
me and
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we did. Even though Ann was.
Well, you see,
Ann was running around a box.
I played my game in that underwear. You see, what happened was I
I feel like the people in the neighborhood. I'm surprised
they can call the cops.
they didn't call the cops or they didn't drive into a tree or
Whoa, am I that ugly without my
it's
pants
just,
on?
what would you do?
Well, the
If
fact
you're a
is-
normal everyday citizen driving on a regular road
I
and
saw
you make a
some-
left and you see this
with just boxers
you
on.
see this man running with the football running with the football in boxers.
letting it all fly.
It really was all flying. Why do you think Sean and Chris didn't tackle you?
Is that
Like,
why
let
you wouldn't
that
touch
man
me?
go.
I was sweating like a pig.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
you
made,
were.
that made it all more welcoming,
Well, me and Armand, me and Sean were working out between snaps.
And
So
then Sean's like, let me be more like, let me start taking all my clothes off too.
I mean, I only took my shirt off.
Yeah.
I took my pants off as well. I had boxers on.
It was gun
What?
show Sunday, right?
Well,
Ant?
you know what it was? I was wearing, to be honest, this is the God's honest truth. The reason why I
Please don't
stripped
say
down.
bad.
What? No, the reason why I stripped down to just my boxers was the fact that I had nice basketball shorts on, that I knew I was going to grass stain them all up, and I didn't want to ruin them.
Isn't that a
Yeah.
shame?
That Nike shirt
So-
was nice
Called
too.
a wash
All
machine,
decked
bro.
out that day.
Thank you. See?
I got to shop where you shop.
He understands.
He understands. Let's all just play in boxers.
Well,
I think so. You know,
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I don't
some
know.
nice Under Armour
Can we
boxers.
talk a little World Series predictions, a little New York Yankees now?
Yeah, let's talk some World Series. You know what? But before we move on from the NFL, we have to make notice. I mean, Peyton Manning passed
Oh, yeah.
the all-time touchdown record. He passed Brett Favre. He now has 510. He broke the record with 509, and he has now 510 in the Broncos win over the 49ers, who dropped to 4-3 on the year. So we must give a shout out to the fact that Peyton Manning is making history in our day, right before our eyes, in our day and age.
Shout out to Peyton. And shout out to Demaryius Thomas and Julius Thomas. Without them, Peyton Manning wouldn't be anything.
Yeah, and
His Bronco days wouldn't be anything.
I really think the Broncos actually have a shot. I know I've second-guessed them earlier, but I think they have a shot to go back to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. You know why? They've strengthened that team.
Yeah,
The
the
defense
defense
was the
is-
problem. Look at the defense now.
DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib,
T.J.
T.J. Ward, but on top of the fact that they Von Miller, they
Von
also.
Miller, yeah.
I mean, they have a
I
lot
mean,
of.
Danny Trevelyan, the captain of the linebacking corps, has been out with injury, but they'll be all right.
And now the only problem is the fact that in their offense now. And that speaks to mind, though, that DeMarcus Ware, right? He comes over to the Broncos from the Cowboys, and somehow the Cowboys' defense gets better. Can you figure that out? DeMarcus Ware is the best player on the Cowboys' defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves, and they get better.
Listen, I just think the Cowboys are playing with a lot of heart right now. I mean, it's been years since the Cowboys were good.
I think it'll be about time
And-
before they crush.
I think so, too. I don't think they're going to... If anything, if they were to make the playoffs, they're going to lose in the first round. If they actually, as the way they're going right now, they would get a bye. But I
Yeah.
still don't think that they're going to go anywhere.
Yeah. But anyway, I had to give that shout
Is
out.
the thing not loud enough sometimes?
No, we're good. We're
Oh,
good. So we will be back here. We're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be back here to close things out with a little baseball talk, a little World Series, a little Yankees. Yankees, what? Who? Yeah, Yankees maybe.
We got a lot of Yankee talk.
Maybe possible off-season acquisitions, try and revamp this team. But make sure to stay tuned. Keep with us here at Sports Just Cuz.
Cousin Ant.